Here is a situation. You set your alarm early and you wake up early, maybe earlier than you need to. You start making your coffee, put your phone face down on the table, and sit quietly. Nobody is waiting for you. Nothing is urgent. You have 20 minutes, and all of them are yours. But then, after only 4 minutes, you check the time again. And after 7 minutes, your hand starts moving toward your phone. You tell yourself, I'm only going to check one thing. Or maybe you open a worship playlist, a podcast, or a devotional app, because at least that still feels spiritual. And then, of course, you start blaming yourself. You had the time, nobody interrupted you, nobody took those minutes away. So you think, the problem must be me. But what if this is not a faith problem? And what if it is not a discipline problem either? What happens during those first 10 minutes happens to almost everyone who sits alone in a quiet room. And it may have very little to do with how much you love God. In this video, I want to show you what your mind is actually doing in that silence, so you can stop seeing every distraction as proof that something is wrong with your heart. Let's take a look at what your quiet time with God actually looks like now. There is a list. Maybe it is not written anywhere, but it is there. Read the passage. Say thank you. Pray for your family and for your work and for the person who is sick. Ask for forgiveness. Amen. And then you close the app, you go to work, and you feel more or less nothing. And the strange part is, you did it. You finished. Nothing went wrong. You just finished it the same way you finish an email. And this matters, because when the list is done and nothing has happened, there is only one place left to look. And that place is you. You have been reading a dry morning as information about yourself. That is a heavy thing to carry every day, and you have been carrying it for a long time. So the voice inside your head starts. Maybe I don't have enough discipline. Maybe other people love God more than I do. Maybe there is something wrong with the way I am built. But it is not like that. The question you have been asking is, what is wrong with me? And as you know, when you ask the wrong question, you cannot find the right answer. Even when you are honest, even when you truly want to understand. And now, things become a little harder to hear, because this next part is not about prayer at all. And that is exactly why it explains something. If the problem were really your faith, then people who do not pray would be fine with silence. They are not. In 2014, some researchers wanted to know something very simple. They wanted to know whether people enjoy being alone with their own thoughts. So they tested it in the most direct way possible. They put one person in a room. No phone, no book, no music, nothing to do. They said, just think. And then they left them there for somewhere between 6 and 15 minutes. They did this 11 times, across 11 different studies, with students, and also with ordinary people from a farmer's market and a local church, ranging in age from 18 to 77. And people did not enjoy it very much. But here's the part that matters more. Other people were given the same amount of time in the same room, except they were allowed to do something. Read, watch something, play a game on their phone, and those people enjoyed it much more. They also found it easier to concentrate, and their minds wandered less. So this is the thing. Given a choice between sitting with your own thoughts and doing almost anything else, people reach for the something. And most of them were not sitting there trying to hear from God. They had no spiritual goal at all. They were just sitting. Which means the difficulty you feel at minute 7 is not a religious failure. It is closer to what happens to anyone when the outside world goes quiet and the inside one gets louder. Your mind was not built to enjoy an empty room, and no one has ever told you that. Okay, now I want to tell you a story that most of us have heard before, and I think we usually only hear the second half of it. You probably know the ending. Elijah is standing at the mouth of a cave. There is a great wind, then an earthquake, then a fire, and God is not in any of them. Then, after the fire, there is a small, quiet voice, and that is where God is. We take that ending and we turn it into an instruction. Be quiet and then you will hear God. And that sounds right, but look at what happens before the cave. Wait a second, I just want to mention, if this is making sense to you, Liking the video really helps this channel reach other people who are asking the same questions. And subscribe for more videos like this. Let's continue. Before the cave, Elijah is finished. He has just come from the biggest day of his life. But instead of feeling good, he runs into the desert. He sits down under a small tree, and he asks God to let him die. He is done. There is nothing left in him. And then he falls asleep. And what is really interesting is what God does next. Not a lesson, not a correction, not even a word.
1 King chapter 19, verse 5.
Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. All at once, an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." Sleep, food, sleep, food. And still, no word from God. So the quiet was not something Elijah created in order to earn a word from God. The quiet was the first thing God gave him. It came before the voice. And it came before Elijah did anything at all to deserve it. Now, I do not want to turn this into a formula. This does not mean that if you put your phone away and sit in a quiet room, God will speak to you on Thursday. That is not what happened to Elijah either. He ate twice, he slept twice, he walked for many days, and for a long time, there was nothing. There is a verse that says this better than I can.
Psalm 131, verse 2. But I have calmed and quieted myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Now, there is one word in there that is doing a lot of work, and it is easy to read past it. The word is weaned. A weaned child is a child who no longer drinks milk from his mother. Because a baby who is still feeding comes to his mother for a reason. He comes to get something. He is hungry, and she has what he needs. And when he is finished, he has no reason to stay. But a weaned child sitting on his mother's lap is not getting anything. He is just there, and that is enough for him. And notice the first part of the verse as well. He says that he has calmed and quieted himself. He did that. It did not simply happen to him while he was sitting there. Which means that even for David, the quiet was not automatic. It took something. So if it takes something from you too, that is not a sign that you were bad at this. That is just what being still is. So here is a simple way to begin. This week, before you start your list, just sit for 3 minutes with nothing. No phone, no music, no plan. And here's the part that matters. At some point during those 3 minutes, you are going to want to reach for something. When that happens, you do not have to fight it. And you do not have to feel bad about it. Just notice it and stay a little longer. And if it feels like nothing happened, that is okay. It is supposed to feel like that at the beginning. That is not you failing. That is just a room getting quiet.